What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Matt's Mind. We are on episode 52 of the weekly Q&A series here on the channel. If you guys have any questions or comments or literally anything you want to let me know about, comment them down below in the comment section. Of course, make sure you guys subscribe and drop a like. Before we get into today's video, we got a bunch of great, awesome questions from you guys for this week's episode, so let's not delay any further. Let's get started. JollyTime24 is asking, I want to start building an army of clone troopers, and I was thinking if I should just go out and buy a bunch of 501st packs and AATs, or buy some old sets or mix it up with both things. My budget is $3,500 to $4,000. What do you think I should do? Wow, well, that's actually that's a bigger budget than I think 99% of the people have for building an army. So my number one method for building an army, and this unfortunately really hasn't been too prominent since COVID, and obviously the huge just boom in just the general toy and entertainment industry, is clearance. I found a bunch of battle packs on clearance for 50, 60, 70, even 80% off, and that was how a large majority of my army is built today. I would definitely not recommend buying any 501st battle packs or AATs at full price. I know places like Walmart and Amazon have already marked them down at 20% off. Now, I don't really know if those are going to be going down more than 20% off. I can only assume that when the time comes for the sets to retire, eventually, whenever that will be, they will go off clearance a little more. So I think you have two options here. Number one, you could buy the sets themselves at 20% off from Walmart or Amazon, keep the minifigures and accessories, and sell the set for something very low cost. Obviously, not many people are interested in buying a bunch of ATRTs and stuff like that, but you could also work on selling the parts to Bricklink sellers or mock builders or something like that, or you could just simply use Bricklink. The prices of 501st Troopers has gone down a decent amount. I mean, there's just a huge market oversaturation with them right now, so they're not really hard to find. So if you wanted to maybe look at Bricklink and just get the minifigures that you want, I mean, you have $4,000. It's going to be easily a couple hundred minifigures. But if you don't need the minifigure army now, I would continue saving your money and wait until either the prices of the minifigures goes down even more, or wait for clearance from Walmart and places like that, or even double points from LEGO themselves. Neosha is asking, how do you keep your display sets dust free? This is actually a really funny question because I was just thinking about, I should probably clean the sets behind me. I have those like small air can sprays. It's like has the can and then the little straw, and you just kind of air spray it. That's pretty much what I use. I don't usually dust or anything like that. I definitely recommend using those cans of spray because you can really easily maneuver it and it's not difficult at all. The only thing you might have to keep in mind is if you have any loose minifigures or very lightweight sets, it might blow them over, but other than that, you should be good. CWL is asking, original trilogy or Clone Wars sets judged on quality, minifigures, overall accuracy of the sets? I think right now, during my LEGO Star Wars, more importantly Star Wars phase as a fan, I want more Clone Wars sets. I think the Clone Wars sets we're getting is a part of the wave that we have recently seen, and the upcoming one, I think they're much better than the original trilogy ones, and that's mainly because we have so many original trilogy sets. I kind of don't want to see any more. I think the minifigures and the prints and the accuracy of every single set coming out is very, very good. Especially, like I said, the Mandalore dual set. We have the Mandalorian Starfighter. Hopefully a bunch of other cool ones. I think I'd rather take Clone Wars sets over the original trilogy, especially some from like 2008 to 2012, whenever they were making those Clone Wars sets. I would go with those over original trilogy. Brix is asking, what is one thing you regret about your channel that you wish you could fix? I regret not starting my channel earlier. I think I've been doing this for a little over 4 years now, which is pretty incredible, but I really wish I would have started back when I was younger, back when I was really knee-deep into my younger LEGO Star Wars days before I took my break from the community and just from the fandom in general. I would have loved to see where I would be at right now if I had started my channel maybe 4 years before I did, or 6 years, or whatever it may be. So my biggest regret is not starting early enough. However, I am happy to have started at some point. But yeah, starting early enough would be really cool. Matt's Mind, if you could only collect one Clone Legion, what would it be? Now, I'm gonna get rid of 501st because that's like the typical answer. Although, admittedly, the 501st is the most easy to use in mocks because that's the Legion we see the most of whenever it comes to Star Wars battles from Clone Wars or anything like that. If I had to collect one other Legion, I would be 212th. I think Utapau is a phenomenal battle itself and just something really cool that I really want to build. But also, the 212th is something that I really do want to collect. Now, LEGO did make a 212th battle pack a while ago, and I was unfortunately not into LEGO during that time, but I would have really liked to collect 212th, so if I had to choose one other than the 501st, it would be 212. Baby Tuscan's asking, would Camino be UCS or MBS? Now, I would personally think Master Builder series. I think it would be something very similar to Betrayal of Cloud City, or maybe even The Cantina. I feel like it's going to be hard to create a UCS Camino just because of the different structures and the way that those big, big round circular buildings are made. I think it would be a lot cooler to have different rooms and different hallways that you could actually use a bunch of minifigures with. We can get other minifigures. It's probably going to be based off episode 2 if they did make it, or maybe even Bad Batch. But let's say episode 2, we can get Jango, we can get Boba, Obi-Wan, Lama Su, a bunch of other really cool Kaminoans, clone troopers, officers. I think that would be a really good set. Would have a lot of play value, like the Betrayal at Cloud City had the Slave 1, maybe even the Camino would have Obi-Wan Starfighter or something like that. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for an MBS set from Camino, not really UCS. Noah's asking, what kind of shelves do you recommend to display your Lego? So I actually have these black sort of Amazon plastic bins. They're not the greatest. They're holding me over well, but when I do move out, I do want to get something more professional. I do recommend checking out David's room tour. He has the IKEA. Basically, they're like tan wood interchangeable shelves, and you can sort of customize the different heights and lengths and widths of the shelf itself. I'd recommend something like that, but if you're like me and you're kind of just whatever's fine and good enough for you, don't have that much money to spend, definitely recommend the Amazon shelves. Technical Builds is asking, do you think LEGO will ever make a UCS sequel set? I gotta say yes, but not anytime soon. I feel like it's gonna be something similar with the prequels, where in the first couple of years after the prequel trilogy ended, people were pretty much up in arms about it, maybe except episode 3 for select few, and then after that we started to see sort of the resurgence of stuff like that. So I think maybe in a couple of years we might see some sequel stuff, maybe on the 5th year or 10th year anniversary of some of these sets, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing any sequel sets, at least big ones, in any near future. Peter's asking, are you following the Marvel shows on Disney? Unfortunately not. I did try WandaVision the first couple episodes. I really didn't get into it. I'm gonna definitely try it again. I've heard Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier was pretty good. I know there's a Loki show coming out, so I think I will eventually get to them. I'm just not really a hardcore fan of Marvel, like in that degree, I guess. Anton Jensen says he really wants a Lego Shock Trooper battle pack. What do you think? Absolutely. That is probably, if I had 3 battle packs, 3 battle packs to make. But Shock Trooper one would be one up there. In fact, last episode, I kind of hinted at this Bad Batch idea set that could have been a Shock Trooper with, maybe Grand Moff Tarkin and maybe even Crosshair. I think that would have been really cool. But Shock Trooper battle pack, yes, absolutely. I just don't know if we're ever gonna get one. Most Marvelous Mox is asking, do you like the newest Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, or Gar Saxon? Now, Boba Fett, I really don't care about. I think his new minifigure is really cool, but I'm not overall a fan of him actually being back and brought back alive, even though he was technically alive from Legends, whatever you want to say about that. I would say I'm most looking forward to Bo-Katan's minifigure, even though I do have custom versions of it. It does look very screen accurate. Even Gar Saxon, the only complaint about Gar Saxon's helmet, I think the horns aren't tall enough. I think they're just a little bit short, but overall the detail's pretty cool. So I would say Bo-Katan, then Gar Saxon, and then Boba Fett. Brickzz asking, this is not LEGO related, totally fine. I know you're into cameras. Do you think the Canon 600D is a good choice for beginners? Now, I'm not too familiar with that specific model of Canon. I know, however, if you're looking to get into photography, videography, or anything like film kits or cameras or anything like that, I would definitely recommend 2 things. Number 1, depending on your budget. The Rebel, the T7 line, I know there's kits and stuff like that that come with the camera, 2 lenses, and like an SD card. That's gonna hold you over fairly well if you're just getting into it. If you are a little bit more than beginner, but not quite there yet at intermediate, I'd recommend the Canon EOS M50. I think you can get the camera and the lens and a kit for it for like $500 to $600. I think either of those 2 options will do just fine. Clone Wars Best is asking, do you have any feeling if Commander Cody will appear in the Bad Batch? What about Rex, Wolf, and Gregor? I think we're definitely going to see Rex, Wolf, and Gregor. I haven't really seen Rebels. I know that Rex, Wolf, and Gregor, I believe, are in Rebels to some degree. I don't know for a fact. Commander Cody, I don't see a reason why we should see him. He's obviously someone who went with Order 66 as we saw in episode 3. Rex, obviously, he's saved from Order 66 with the help of Ahsoka at the end of the last season of Clone Wars. I think we're definitely going to see Rex, Wolf, and Gregor at some point in the series. No for Commander Cody, though. And the last question from today comes from Playmation Short. Says, oh man, I love a Master Series pod race set. Basically the 1999 Most Espa pod race. That's a great set, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Thoughts and opinions on Playmation Shorts Lego Star Wars Remake. So this is a wonderful opportunity to plug something that I'm actually really looking forward to seeing unfold. This is the Playmation Shorts remake of the original trilogy, I believe, in Lego stop motion form. I'll leave the link down below to the first episode if you guys want to check it out. I highly suggest doing it. It is one of the highest quality stop motions I have ever seen. As far as I know, he's actually going to be recreating the entire story. I don't know how long it's going to take. Chapter 1 is out, and I think there's a behind the scenes for chapter 2. So I'll leave the link down below to those videos in the description, guys. Definitely go check that out. I think it was amazing. I cannot wait to see you do more of those. And yeah, I'm excited for them. Well, guys, that wraps up this episode of Matt's Mind. I hope you all enjoyed. If I didn't get to your question, I apologize, but comment it again down below. Again, guys, if you want to be featured in next week's episode with your comment or question, drop it down in the comment section below. Drop a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and we'll catch you later. Take it easy. Peace.